Well, good morning, everybody. Rob here in Bakersfield, California on the 2013 Sports Trip 72. And welcome to another Throwback Thursday. This week's episode is going to be about the Holocaust survivor arrested for shoplifting. Now, this goes way back to my beginning days in patrol, working out of downtown Central Station on the day watch. And I get a radio call to go meet the manager and security officer up at a well-known nationwide shopping store, food store, to take custody of a shoplifter that they arrested. So I get there, go back to the manager's office, meet the manager and the security guy, and to my surprise, here's this little old 80-year-old lady sitting in there in the office with her little pull-around shopping cart thing, like little old ladies have. So I asked the manager and the security guard what's going on. The security guard gives me this whole big spiel about how they've been watching this lady for weeks. Every time she comes in the store, she has food hidden down in the bottom of her little pull-around shopping cart thing. So he was following her around the store, and at some point he saw her rearranging all the clothes and the food in her cart, and said that he saw her took food off the shelves and put it in her cart. And then went through the register and paid for some of the items, but not for all the items that were in her cart. And so he had placed her under arrest. Well, I'm looking at the items laid out there on the manager's desk that she had in her cart, that supposedly she had stolen from them. And out of all the stuff that was there was only one item that they carry in that store with their tag on it that she had not paid for in that day's trip. And that was a can of tuna. Now, this can of tuna looked to me like it's pretty old. I mean, it had dust on it, stuff, so it didn't look like a brand new can of tuna fresh off the rack to me, but, the call's not up to me. You go on a shoplifter arrested call and they've been arrested, you have to take custody of them, and then you have to either issue them a misdemeanor citation or take them to jail. You cannot just be judge and jury and say, oh, this is bullshit, and release them. Not allowed to do that. So, at this point, the lady's already under arrest. And I'm just taking custody of her. And I look, the other items, like I said, were not even from their store. So I look at the lady and I ask her, did you steal this can of tuna? And she says, no. She says, I brought that with me from home with my other food. So I asked her, well, why do you do that? Why do you bring your other food with you to the store instead of just leaving it at home? And she says, because I don't want anybody poisoning my food and killing me. Well, it didn't take long for me to figure out that this lady, had some problems. She was either suffering from, at the very least, dementia, in my opinion. But, I'm not a doctor, but, I've dealt enough with them that that's what I figured. So I said, okay, I'm not going to bother questioning her anymore, anything like that. So I take custody of her, take all her items. Of course, the store wants to keep the can of tuna, and I tell them, okay, well, fine, but, you're going to have to log that in as evidence and keep it. If it goes to court, they're going to want to see the evidence. And we take all the rest of her stuff, go on out to my car, and according to procedure, I put her in the back seat. The only thing I did not do is I did not handcuff her. I was supposed to handcuff everybody that goes in the back seat, but I didn't do that. We were allowed a little bit of discretion on that. Of course, if something went wrong, went sideways, and we hadn't handcuffed them, then it was our fault. So I'm getting to talking to her, and she doesn't really know where she lives. She knows she lives in an assisted living housing unit with a bunch of other seniors, but she doesn't know where it's at. So I asked her, well, can I go through your purse and through your identification, see if I can find a number of somebody to call so I can find out where to take you. Because I'm not taking her to jail. I'm going to issue her a misdemeanor citation and release her back to the assisted living house. Well, I find a phone number for an emergency contact. Turns out to be for her daughter. So I have dispatch call her daughter, get her on the phone, find out what assisted living house she's living in. I get that address, and I ask the daughter to meet me over there so I can release the daughter back to the assisted living home and explain to the daughter what's all going on. Well, the daughter meets me over there, and I come to find out that her mother, as a young child, spent time in the Nazi prison camps. I don't remember which one, but one of the Nazi prison camps. And that she was a Holocaust survivor. And showed me the little tattoo thing that she had on her arm, which her mother had covered up with a long sleeve sweater. And she, yes, explained to me that her mother suffers from dementia and is on the verge of Alzheimer's, and that she does occasionally walk away from the assisted living place, but they're supposed to be keeping track of her, which they didn't do that day. And that her mother does take her food with her because in her mind she's still living in that prison camp of World War II under the control of the Nazis, and she's worried that they're going to poison her food if she leaves it behind in the little unit she lives in, so she takes it with her all the time. Well, I explained to the daughter, okay, what had happened, and that I have to, take custody of her because she was arrested under a citizen's arrest by the security guard. I can't just let her go and say, call bullshit. I have to issue her a citation. But that I would write all this information up in my report that goes along with the citation, and hopefully the city attorney's office will just dismiss all charges. I told the daughter to contact her mother's doctor and the staff at the assisted living house and get statements from both of them regarding, her mental problems and the dementia and her fear of being poisoned and, taking her food with her when she goes and everything. And that hopefully the whole thing would get dropped by the city attorney's office. And she said she would. So I helped Grandma back to her room. Thanked the daughter for coming out and meeting with me, and she thanked me, and we parted our ways. And it was about, I think almost 30 days later, I got a notice from the city attorney's office that the case was being dropped, which was fine with me. I was glad to hear that. And I never did get another call back on her, so I don't know if the daughter has found her a new assisted living program or what happened with the deal, but that was kind of a really, really sad story. So that's just kind of some of the things you kind of run into on a daily basis working in law enforcement. Hope you all enjoyed that story. If you did, hit the like button and give me some comments, and come back again next week. Subscribe if you want. I'll see you all then. I'm at work. Time to sign off. Bye-bye.